Bonjour YouTube, welcome back to Talking Thursdays.
So today's episode is a little bit more personal because we would like to share with you our vegetarian story, as in why we became vegetarian, how it happened, and yeah. So, on y va! So how did I become vegetarian? Actually, this was my second attempt. The first attempt was in 2009, and back then I was already, I was thinking, I need to change my ways in terms of like what I consume and what I eat. But at the same time, I decided to stop smoking back then. So I think doing two things at the same time didn't really work, and I got my nutrition wrong as well, and I quickly went back to eating animal products as in meat and flesh. But then by the year 2017, I don't know what brought me to it, but I started exploring more and more on Netflix and on other platforms and just on YouTube as well, documentaries about eating meat and being vegetarian or vegan. So I thought, you know what, I might as well just check it out. I ended up spending 3 days straight watching all of the documentaries that there were out there. I don't remember the names, but they were just basically about burgers and fast food and animal industry and how animals are mistreated, and it was just so horrifying. I went in to this with the mental state of, okay, you know what, it's gonna happen, you're gonna see some things that are really nasty, you're gonna see animals being mistreated, so don't expect yourself to just quit eating meat. That's what I told myself back then. And 2 days later, I was just disgusted by everything that was in the fridge. That was meat, that was flesh. It must be noted that before this, I had eaten everything, pretty much everything. I love experimenting with food, so until then, I had already, my favorite things were salmon, smoked salmon. I loved seafood, things like oysters and mussels and, or long, I don't know what you call it, it's just long cooked lamb, I think, those things basically. So I used to eat anything and everything that I wanted to, and I had no problem with it. But then after those 2 days, I don't know what happened. I started doing more and more research. I got more into research. I started thinking, okay, you know what, you might as well just try it and see. And I ended up feeling absolutely disgusted by meat, by flesh. I don't know what happened to me. But the idea in my head that I was eating something that was alive and moving and obviously had intelligence, had intellect, had feelings, had emotions. It's a well-known fact that animals do have emotions, they do have feelings, they are intelligent. There is a reason why we have pets. There is no difference between a cat and a cow in terms of, in terms of how you should respect one or the other. And for me, that was the main thing. I just realized that this was not my thing. I didn't want to kind of participate in it anymore. Obviously, this is Tofi's tail. Tofi is right in front of the camera. Tofi, can you please move, baby? Please? Tof! He's not moving.
I guess Anton just pressured me because I wasn't planning to be a vegetarian. Okay, I wasn't eating so much. I wasn't a fan of meat. I wasn't a meat lover. But at the same time, I was eating meat, of course. As you know, Turkish people eat kebab all the time, but I wasn't a fan. But since I moved to France, I wasn't allowed to eat meat at home because Anton was vegetarian. He didn't let me cook any meat at home. It was like, if you want to eat meat, you need to eat outside. I don't know if I was too lazy or just I was okay with it. I didn't eat meat at home at all. And then a year later, I had meat for the last time in Rouen. That was the last time I had meat. No? When was it last time?
Nantes.
Nantes?
Yeah, we went to Nantes. You remember I got vegetarian falafel kebab
yes,
thing?
Falafel you got.
Yeah, and then you went into
I went to burger.
McDonald's.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, something like that. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, so I would say it's been a year since I became vegetarian. Subconsciously, I feel guilty to eat meat. Before, I didn't think about what I was eating. I was just eating. I was buying food from the store well packaged and no blood on it. Because when you get the well packaged food, you don't see the blood, you don't see the crime, or you don't see scream, you don't see anything, you don't see the pain. So I wasn't thinking about meat. I was just eating without thinking what it is. And then when I start realizing what it is, I felt guilty and I stopped eating because I knew what I was eating, and it was pain. I didn't want to eat pain since I was an animal lover. I thought this is just hypocritical. I'm not a hypocrite, so I started being a vegetarian. It's the first step for me. Of course, it's difficult because I'm very picky when it comes to food. I stick to several dishes. For instance, if I eat noodles, I can eat noodles for a month with different dishes on the side as well. I think it comes from my childhood because when I was a kid, I was having the same food all the time. French fries, rice, and some Turkish food on the side. So if I'm happy, I don't change the food. That's why in the beginning it was difficult because I don't like changing new things, or I don't like experimenting new things. Unlike Anton likes it, but I don't like it. Well, at the end, it happened and I liked it. Since I don't like cooking, Anton cooks, so I'm okay with it.
At times I did when I saw smoked salmon, because for me that was like the top of whatever I wanted to eat. I always, if I wanted to do something nice, I would eat something like smoked salmon or caviar. Those are two things that I really enjoyed before. And so sometimes if I had gone to an event and I saw it, then I would just feel like, oh, you know what, I wish I could eat that. But at the same time, then immediately the thought afterwards would be, but this is dead flesh, so I'm not really interested.
The problem is in France, not so many vegetarian options I can find. Even if I can change the store, they all have the same food. I mean, same brands and same types. I don't know. That's a bit challenging here actually, to find good vegetarian stuff. And I think the biggest hit for me was thinking about the animals. It's because of the animals I stopped eating meat. Whenever I think about meat, I can see the pain, or I can imagine the animal was slaughtered. I don't know, it's just disgusting actually if I think about it now. I think don't force yourself. If you want to be a vegetarian, be a vegetarian. No one is judging you or anything like that anyway. I think when it comes to food, you should be open-minded. I know you can say you are not open-minded anyway when it comes to food. Yes, I'm not open-minded when it comes to food, but I'm trying at least. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that people may judge you because you don't eat meat, and at the same time they say, oh, how come you are still healthy? You need vitamins, you may get sick, no? And I was like, no, it's not about that. You still can get the vitamins. You don't need to eat meat. You don't get vitamins just from the meat. You can get vitamins from other stuff as well at the same time. Someone told me, oh, that's why you are so skinny, because you don't eat meat. I was like, she was telling me to have sucuk. I said, I'm not eating meat. She was like, oh, it's okay, it's just sucuk. I said, but it's made out of meat. She was like, oh, how come? You don't eat meat? You look healthy. And that's why you are so skinny, I guess. I was like, no, it's not about that.
Don't stress yourself. Don't stress over it. See how you can do it. See how far you can go. See how long you can go. Maybe you can do it. Maybe you want to do it maybe a couple of days a week only, not the whole time. It's absolutely fine. Maybe you want to do it 1 month on, 1 month off. It's absolutely fine. Explore. There are so many options you can find. I actually could easily say that my cooking has improved since I've stopped eating flesh. My cooking has improved greatly. I've discovered like this complete new world of culinary beauties that I can actually do now. I never thought I would use this many vegetables and leaves and all of that, greens and grains. I never thought I would use that much before, and I never did until I stopped the flesh. Because once you remove this, what they do is that I come from the culture. Russian culture is very meat based. It's very animal based. So like personally my mother thinks if she doesn't eat meat, then she's hungry. I think it's more mentality rather than the fact, because it's not a fact, it's not like that. You can easily eat without the flesh, and you can easily feel completely satisfied, and it could be even better. So it's all in your head, and it's a matter of exploring, it's a matter of just widening your horizons. That's all. I didn't tell myself, okay, you're gonna stop now and you're never gonna do it again. I've taken this experience from smoking as well. When you tell yourself something that you're finishing and you can never do it again, subconsciously you start to panic and you want to do it again, or you try and think, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna do it, and then you give up, and then you basically collapse and you do it. So I applied the same technique that I did when I was quitting cigarettes. I used to smoke actually for about 7 years, but then I stopped. And I know that anytime you can start again, eating meat or smoking, whatever, you just choose not to do that. It depends on what you want in your life. And I choose not to eat animals because it's simple. I don't want to participate in cruelty. I don't want to eat someone suffering. I don't want to have all these things inside my body. I don't like it, and I don't want to do it.
If you would like to see more of these videos, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell notification buttons.
If you have any more questions, please don't forget to ask them below.
Until next week, au revoir.